Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Black Sheep Podcast. It is week 33, episode 33. Another week, another cup of tea. Welcome back to the shit show. Something I've realized by making these podcasts and posting them and sharing different content on social media and listening to other people's content, people I'm friends with, people I follow, is that we all live very identical lives. Everybody's got their own interests. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing, but there's so much little shit that I feel like we all think we're alone in because, nobody talks about it. But then people like myself and people like other people I know, people I'm friends with, they do talk about, and we realize that, wow, we're not alone when it comes to this. So a big one of those is dealing with and living with a narcissist. It's a term I never really knew what it meant. When I was little, I would hear it, in movies and TV shows being thrown around in everyday life, but never really knew what it was. I never realized I was living with anybody who would fall under that description because, when you're young, you think everything that is happening to you, everything that happens is normal. That's what's been going on since you were born. It's normal. And then you grow up, you mature, and you learn, and you realize that certain things aren't right, certain things are toxic, and then you speak up, right? A big part of my podcast has been speaking up against abuse I've encountered, or neglect, or manipulation, or lies, or just any sort of toxic people and toxic energy that is in my life that I have knocked the fuck out of here. So a few things on Facebook about narcissism. A few things on Facebook I saw and I loved and I shared, and people, reacted to it, commented on it. I'm like, oh my God, like all of us have had to deal with people like this. So the first one I saw was a narcissist will be like, yes, I hurt you, but now you hate me, so I am the true victim. And oh my God, isn't that wild? I saw that. I remember seeing that. I shared it on October 19th. I remember seeing that and being like, oh my fucking God. It's like, it kind of goes back to what I said one of my most recent podcasts about, like, fuck the abuse I've had to be put through. Fuck any sort of abuse or manipulation or whatever the fuck it was. I need to take that, but as soon as I defend myself, as soon as I stick up to it, as soon as I put my foot down, the person that did that is the victim. Because, they don't want their image to be hurt, or, yeah, they treated you that way, but, like, it's not their fault. I don't know, man. So wild. And then another one I saw that I shared on November 27th, and wow, this one hit home, man. This one is, a narcissist will work so hard to impress a stranger while treating the people they claim to love like monsters. And that one hit. That one actually hit real hard too, because I had somebody hit me up on Instagram not too long ago. They saw a clip of one of my most recent podcasts, and they hit me. It's somebody I haven't seen in like 8 or 9 years. We don't have, there's no bad blood between us, just, we're living our separate lives. But he hit me up and he's like, man, like, I'm so happy, like, you're somebody that speaks up about this. You bring light to these kind of situations. Basically in his situation, him and his family, I think really separated themselves from their father. The father, I believe, like, cheated on their mom and was like very manipulative and maybe abusive to the kids. And I remember because I was friends with this guy's older brother. I remember in high school we had like a heart-to-heart conversation. I remember he was telling me how his dad cheated on his mom and his dad treats them like shit, and he's worried about his little brother because his little brother like couldn't drive at the time, so he couldn't like leave if he wanted to leave. I just remember my friend was so worried about his little brother, and it's cool because that was, again, 8-9 years ago, something like that. And I've seen through Facebook, even though we don't see each other or talk to each other much, I've seen on Facebook that him and his brother and his mom, they've moved to a different state and they are just living a great life together. And so the thing I shared, a narcissist will work so hard to impress a stranger while treating the people they claim to love like monsters, is that part of this guy's Instagram message to me was about how so many people come up to him and say, oh my God, like, your dad's a great guy, your dad loves you, your dad's proud of you. It's just shitty because those people are coming to you because they're probably hearing something from their dad, right? But it's they have no idea what happened behind closed doors, and they don't want to know what happened behind closed doors, so they're not willing to listen. So man, it moved me when he messaged me, because even though, again, I haven't seen or talked to him or his brother in years, it was cool that he saw just a clip of my podcast and hit me up. And we had a good conversation, and I told him, one, if him and his brother are ever in town, I always got them. They're always welcome here. But I don't know, man. It was one of those things that made me realize that this is so fucking common. And it is. So look, everybody has had to deal with a narcissist, and most likely that person has been in your family. And if you don't believe you have ever dealt with one, if you don't believe there is one in your life or is one in your family, I hate to break it to you, man, but it might be you. I mean, it's that simple. I have so many people comment on my Facebook stuff saying, like, they have siblings that are have those narcissistic qualities. They have parents, grandparents, cousins. They used to have friends and they're no longer friends. Whatever it is, man, it's one of those things that you can't change. And unfortunately, there's so many people that will put up with it and let shit slide and say, well, there's nothing you can do about it. But I've grown to learn that there is something you can do about it. You can distance yourself. You can cut ties. It's that simple. And unfortunately, there are the cheerleaders, there are the yes men, there are the enablers that allow these people to continue to act shitty to the ones they claim to love, while they're out doing stuff to impress people. And that's one thing I hate about social media, man. I hate how fake people are on social media. God, it's wild, man. It's wild seeing, you see parents on social media having nothing to do with their kids or grandkids or whatever it is. And look, I mean, some people don't want to be posted on social media. Maybe you got kids, maybe you got grandkids that you don't want on social media. That's fine. But I hate when I'll say it this way. There are so many people I am friends with, both around my age, older, whatever it is. They have kids, they have grandkids, and they love being in their life. And look, you don't have to post everything on social media, right? But isn't it a little concerning when people have kids and they have grandkids and they're out blowing all this money, traveling, doing whatever, and they don't got nothing to do with their kids? That's why I hate. And when my friend hit me up and he was like, I got all these people telling me this and that, but they have no idea. Man, I feel that, because I have gone through that my whole life, where I've been fucking abused and treated like shit. But nobody wants to believe it. Everybody wants to think that the person that's abused me is such a great person. Man, it's wild. So, you know what? Fuck the people with the narcissistic qualities. Fuck every narcissist out there. Again, you can't change them. You can't fix them. They don't want to be changed. They don't want to be fixed. They see themselves as victims. Fuck them. But in all honesty, fuck the enablers. Fuck the cheerleaders. Fuck the yes men that allow them to do this. That's why I hate when people come up to me and be like, "Oh, it's so sad. Like, it's so sad to see how you've been treated, how you've been talked to, what these people say about you." But at the same time, I see them like enabling those same people on social media. I don't know, man. Again, I've learned to grow. I've learned to mature. I've learned to distance myself from people that are toxic and people that are just very shitty fucking people. It's as simple as that. Again, it's hard. I've watched some people's content that I'm friends with, people I know that unfortunately they have parents like that and they have younger siblings, but because their parents are so shitty, they're so toxic, they've cut ties. But because of that, they also kind of have to cut ties with their little siblings, because look, you got parents that are abusive or allow abuse to happen. You don't want to go see your parents, but if you don't go see your parents, that also means you don't get to see your little siblings, right? It's sad, man. It's sad. I hate seeing my friends go through it. I hate seeing any coworkers or family members go through it. I hate seeing people go through it, but at the same time, there's no fixing these narcissistic people. And I again, to those who say, "Oh, you just got to deal with it. You got to get over it. That's how it is." Fuck you, man. Seriously, fuck you for trying to push anybody past their boundaries with people. For real, you got people that are, look, there's people that have been sexually assaulted by either family members or family friends, and instead of protecting those people, the people that have been assaulted, you know, you gotta protect other people's images. People just throw it under the rug. They expect the person who's been assaulted to be in the same room as the person that did the assaulting. It's fucking wild, man. And look, as always, I don't like to get specific on these. I don't like to get too specific on these. But I'll leave with this, because I think this is the most, for me and probably for you watching, this is the most relatable thing that I saw and I shared. But a narcissist will work so hard to impress a stranger while treating the people they claim to love like monsters. I know it. I've lived it. I've seen it with other people. It's sad, but at the same time, do you, man. Fuck the narcissists. Fuck the enablers. Fuck the cheerleaders. Just fuck all you shitty people. And to the people that have gone through it, speak out, man. Defend yourself. Speak the fuck up. Don't worry about them. They not gonna do nothing. Little bitches. But with that being said, that's all I got before I got too specific and hurt people's feelings. So, with that being said, I'll see y'all next week. As always, stay beautiful. Don't judge people. Don't be a dick. Peace out, Girl Scout.